Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, first of all, again, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity of letting me interview you and learn more about what you guys are doing.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
So, I guess the first question is, why did you decide to go into this career path?
Okay. Well, let me tell you, let me ask you before I answer that question, let me ask, what do you know about athletic training as a profession?
So, as what I know that you guys help injured athletes
Uh-huh.
recover to get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know. I also know that you guys focus on even treating them, like giving them work plans to follow in order to
Mm-hmm.
get them back. And
Mm-hmm.
that's basically all I know.
Okay. All right, cool. So I just want to make sure that you're on the same track that because what I'm currently doing right now isn't very traditional athletic training at all. It's very it's more of a on the fitness side of things, and it's more of like a sub. I wouldn't say subset even, but it's definitely more tangential to athletic training than it is actual athletic training. So I just wanted to make sure that that's what you're kind of clear on, or that you had a better idea, like
Yeah.
before I kind of talk about what I'm currently doing. But prior to what I'm doing now, I did work as an athletic trainer in both the traditional athletic training setting and the non-traditional settings in the like industrial setting or whatnot you would call it. So for more like the blue collared like manual laborers that the athletic trainers are employed at work sites to provide first aid and to provide athletic training type services to them. So I guess to answer your question is why I chose athletic training. I think my story is pretty like common to most athletic trainers. Most athletic trainers tend to have that story as far as like they played sports, and they got injured, and they had somebody help them along the way with their athletic injuries, and that's pretty similar to mine, except that I didn't have an athletic trainer at my high school, and so I grew up in Montebello, East LA area, so I went to Shore High, and we didn't have the resources like an athletic trainer. And so when I did get injured, a lot of our coaches didn't believe that I was injured, nor did they know, or they always just kind of thought I was faking it. And so that was kind of one of the big drivers that I thought led me towards that career path or towards this career path, is because I wanted to be able to help people that were kind of in my similar situation, be able to help athletes play a sport that they love playing, and continue just being able to keep them on the field, and also so they didn't have to deal with unruly coaches that wouldn't believe them, as injured or whatnot. And so
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
To be in your profession, what training did you have to do?
So when I was going to school, they actually. No, it wasn't. So when I was going to school, it was an undergraduate degree. So it was a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. So I got my athletic training degree, or my bachelor's degree in athletic training, from San Diego State University. And along with that, I had to take a certification exam, so by the Board of Certification for Athletic Trainers. So it's not just a degree, but it is like you do have to get certified to be a certified athletic trainer. You do need to go get a credential in education and pass a certification exam.
Okay. And then as for responsibilities?
As far as responsibilities go, it really kind of depends on the setting you go to. So I was very fortunate to be at at the collegiate setting as well as professional setting. So I worked in professional athletics or professional sports. So in the collegiate setting, I was at a smaller school. So your responsibilities really are just like, the care for the athletic, the athletes that you serve or the teams that you're assigned to. So I was pretty fortunate that when I was there, I only had two sports. So I only oversaw one, and they were only in-season sports. So I only had to deal with those sports. So I did women's volleyball in grad school, and baseball. And then my first athletic training official job, I did men's soccer and softball. So I was only in charge of those sports. If you work at a different college or a smaller school, sometimes you're overseeing all of them, and it might just be you, and you have to kind of oversee all of them. So a lot of that is prevention and care of athletic injuries. And so for athletic trainers, the big thing is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? Or so we're always trying to prevent injuries before they happen.
Yeah.
So, and that includes like hydration and heat illnesses and stuff like that too. And so also concussion management, things like that. So at the professional setting, I was in minor league baseball. And so not only was I in charge of the athletic injuries and rehabbing and getting them back on the field, I also did a lot of the day-to-day operations management with the team. So I was also in charge of our travel for the team. If we had a player transaction, meaning like I don't know if you know anything about baseball, but if you had a player go up or down, the athletic trainer was often in charge of making travel arrangements for that player. And then it's also for the team, I also had to do bus schedules and, itineraries and book hotels and all of that. So it came with a lot more responsibilities at the professional settings. So
no, my little brother plays travel ball, so very similar to what I.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So like when you're working with your athletes, right? Like, how would you evaluate them when they got hurt?
So the first thing that you usually, if they did, is that like if it's depending on how acute, right? And so if it's in the game, it's a lot different. You kind of have to do your on-field evaluation. The biggest thing is you have to make sure that it's not a medical emergency. So whether that's the biggest triage component is making sure that they don't have to go to the hospital right then and there. And if they don't, then you could take them off the field and then take them back into the athletic training room or into the locker room and further your injury evaluation from there. And so,
okay,
did that help answer the question at all?
Yeah, that's a good way. That was a good answer for me. Let's see. How would you motivate them? Like, I know some athletes, it's kind of hard for them when they get hurt because many of them might believe they're not going to go back. So how would you motivate them to like stay consistent in their plan to recover?
So that's a tough one because that's always with anything in the athletic season, it's always about you have a short window, right? So especially in a collegiate setting, you have 12 weeks maybe, and so you have 3 months to try to get them back. And so for them, they're usually a little bit more self-motivated because it's a little bit harder, or it's a little like they feel that press to want to come back and play. But yeah, you do, have the occasional person that just, feels the grind of, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to keep doing, keep doing the rehab and things like that. I think the big things that, I tried to key in on is also trying to, see and remind them of where they were to where they are currently on that day. And it's the day-to-day, just got to put it in the work every single day and remind them that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel and that, we're pushing